Are you a child of the free to be you and me generation? And are you in tune with the world around you?
Harvey's words. We must destroy the myths once and for all, shatter them. We must continue to speak out. And most importantly, every gay person must come out. As difficult as it is, you must tell your immediate family. You must tell your relatives. You must tell your friends, if indeed they are your friends. You must tell your neighbors. You must tell the people you work with. You must tell the people in the stores you shop in. And once they realize that we are indeed their children, that we are indeed everywhere, every myth, every lie, every innuendo will be destroyed once and for all. And once you do that, you will feel so much better. Hope will never be silent. And now, we don't need to look very far to find a call to action, something I firmly believe that Harvey would have been right behind. So I'd like to bring on Tommy. Tommy is going to take over and have the blessing of political action to the occasion. Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you. I'm going to ask if you can that you sit on the ground. And the reason being because if the sit-lie law passes, you won't be able to do exactly that. Sit on the sidewalk in San Francisco at this time of day. Which is why some of us are here, because a lot of people don't realize that in 1968, the Board of Supervisors passed a sit-lie law in San Francisco, mainly to deal with the quote-unquote hippies and the hate. And guess who it was used against in the 70s? Gay men in the Castro. Gay men were routinely harassed and arrested for merely doing what we're doing right now, sitting on the sidewalk. And at one point, 14 gay men were arrested outside of a gay bar on 18th Street for sitting on the sidewalk. One of them was beaten by the cops as he was arrested. Harvey Milk then took up the cause against sit-lie, and in fact other gay groups as well. And in 1979, the law was repealed by the courts. It was brought to court by the ACLU with the help of queer organizations, and it was struck down as unconstitutional. And now some fools want to bring it back. Why? Because they say there's a few troublemakers in the hate who need to be dealt with. Well, a few troublemakers in the hate doesn't mean that all of us have to give up our right to sit on the sidewalk. And so we are out here today to say Harvey would have been doing exactly what we're doing if he were alive today. He'd be sitting here to say no to sit-lie, because the reality is that this law will not stop troublemakers in the hate. There are already laws in the books to deal with people who are blocking sidewalks, who are causing a public nuisance, who are doing aggressive panhandling, whatever they want to call it. There are already laws on the books. This law is intended to be a wedge issue in the November election. It is supported by the Chamber of Commerce, the Committee on Jobs, and a lot of other right-wing groups in San Francisco. We know what they're really up to. We don't need sit-lie, and we're not going to stand for it, are we? No! So we're going to stand against sit-lie, except right now we're going to sit against sit-lie by sitting here. So I urge all of you to get involved in the campaign. Right now it's before the Board of Supervisors. It's pretty certain that they're going to reject it, but the proponents are going to the ballot in November with it. In fact, they've said they're going to the ballot whether or not the board passes it. So you can see what their real intent is. It's not to pass this law, it's to be a wedge issue in November. So I hope you will all join us in the campaign in the coming months to oppose sit-lie. Because you know what? We know who's going to be targeted. The police chief has already said that the police would have the discretion in terms of who they stopped for sit-lie. And we know who they're going to stop. They're going to profile homeless kids in the hate. They're going to harass queer youth in the Castro. and they're going to harass day laborers in the mission. We already know that because those are the people who right now are harassed by merchants and by cops already. And this law will just give them another excuse to further harass and arrest people. So we're not going to stand for it, are we? No! We're going to do what Harvey would do, aren't we? Yeah! We're going to say no to sit lie! Yeah! No to sit lie! No, no to sit lie! No to sit lie! No to sit lie! Thank you. And we'll be doing a rally at 12, so if you want to stick around, stick around. And thank you so much, Johnny. That was really beautiful. As an atheist, I can say it is one of the few services I have ever enjoyed.
Lie if you have to. Don't break the law.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah. Lie if you have to.
Do you want to give out some of these since you're standing up?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Lie if you have to. Lie if you have to. And the other one will say.
Yeah, I think there's a lot.